as we are here to break down all the action from NFL Week 1, as well as some reactions to the weekend slate of college football. We'll check in on Trent after what happened with Iowa. And it is a all football podcast. There's a lot of fun topics to get into. Right now, we're joined by Trent, Austin, and Alex, and we're hoping that Rosie will be on later on in the episode. He is on dad duty here for the first part. So we'll start with our one big headline, and then we'll just keep the podcast going from there. So one big headline of the week. Trent, let's start with you.
There's hockey this weekend. All the rookies are reporting to camp, and they got rookie tournaments this weekend. So it's starting to feel like fall, baby.
I did not know there was hockey this weekend. Huh.
Nice.
Are there any stars we should be excited about or kind of tune into?
I mean, not this weekend, no.
Okay.
Well,
Just a bunch of,
So there's not hockey for us this weekend.
there's not hockey for you guys this weekend.
This is just for Trent.
All right.
I mean, you guys can try to go find the stream, but it takes me like 2 hours to find a
college
stream to these
football,
tournaments all the time.
No.
So actually, I probably won't even be watching. I'll be at a party.
You'll be back with the high points. If that.
Okay. Next up, Alex.
Mine's short and simple because it's having to do with the Seahawks game, but I was just in football heaven when I saw we were able to make one-on-one tackles all game long. Like, we're going to get into it more about how the pass rush needs to get going, but just watching the defense fly around, make the adjustments, make the keys, and just hit their marks. It was beautiful to see. It's only game one, and it's against the Broncos, who aren't a great team, rookie quarterback and all that, but I'm just excited for the Mike McDonald era. And it got off to sort of a shaky start, but the second half was really fun.
That's a fun time. I feel like
just the whole new era. It's nice.
I feel like when your team either has a new quarterback or a new head coach, that first game where it just feels different and everything, everyone's excited and the energy is just like palpable through the TV. And you're like, okay, all right, I'm excited. Let's do this. Like there's no feeling like it. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What's that feeling like?
I mean, you guys played well yesterday. What are you talking about?
But I'm talking about the new head coach, new quarterback feeling. I don't really understand what that is.
I mean, you got your quarterback. You got Dak.
We'll talk about him. Yeah,
we'll talk about him later.
Yeah. Austin, your one big headline.
Just what I thought, like the Rangers couldn't frustrate me anymore. They start winning. I think that's frustrating to me that they're winning. I mean, they've won 10 of their last 13 games, their last 4 series. Like, I'm glad to see life, but I'm just pissed that it came this late. And they're only 3 games back in the Seattle Mariners now.
Come on.
So I don't know. We got some fun Rangers Nuggets though. I mean, Kumar Rocker is starting for the Rangers on Thursday.
I'm excited for that next year. You'll be fine.
DeGrom should be starting one of these 2 games in Arizona.
Dude, there's a chance the Rangers could go if DeGrom comes back, and there's a chance that Scherzer could come back. There's a chance that when Kumar Rocker starts on Thursday, you go Kumar Rocker, Jacob DeGrom on Friday, Jack Leiter on Saturday, and then Max Scherzer on Sunday.
Scherzer's done.
I would not bring Scherzer back.
He's pitched his last pitch for the Rangers. He's done.
He's out in like some random state pitching a rehab game like 2 nights ago, so he wants to come back.
All right. Are we really gonna sip the Jack Leiter Kool-Aid again? His
last 2 starts have been pretty good.
His Frisco starts have been off the chain. It's just like, I don't know.
His last 2 major league starts have been decent.
Yeah, why would you give up on him so quick? He's only been in the minors for a couple of years.
I'm just not ready to get hurt again. But
yeah,
he's hurt me. But yeah, exciting things in Rangerland. It kind of bummed that we didn't start winning earlier. Obviously, we figured something out. Also, we haven't played anybody these last 4 series, so that might have something to do with it. But exciting things happening in spite of a lost season. So
okay.
We have a 0.4% chance, according to ESPN. Stop it. It's not happening.
There's a chance that Hold
You
on.
got to win every game,
Hold on.
bro.
There's
Every
a
game.
chance that going into this weekend they could be like 5 games back. There's a chance, and if
The
they're
Mariners
5
don't have a
games,
chance, and we're 3.5 games back. I've already set sail on this season. Come on.
no, I've already given up on this season. But it would be like really hilarious if they just made it interesting, and it's like you go into the final series,
Trust
and
me, you don't.
the
that
Astros
just
have like a
brings
1-game
back
lead because
heartbreak.
they're collapsing, and
The Mariners do
getting
that every year and lose in game 161. You don't want that.
We're not getting to one game.
the Houston Astros open up a 3-game series tomorrow or on Tuesday against Oakland, who Oakland since the All-Star break, I believe, has the second best record in all of baseball.
They
we
hit
s-
home runs.
We
They
smacked
smash the
them.
ball.
Brent Rooker's been killing the ball lately.
Yeah, they got some
So-
trade prospects.
I'm just saying, let's say they sweep Houston and the Rangers.
We got an easy 4-game series against the Mariners after the Diamondbacks.
Probably.
So
We've been playing a little bit better with the new coach and
it has been better. And then we got 3 more against the Mariners. Golly.
No, that's a
Thing
good one
last
big
year.
headline. All right, mine is I've got 2. First one is we've got one more Dallas team that is done with Bally. So the only team that's left is the Rangers, which there seems to be a lot of rumors that relationship is finally going to be severed this offseason. So the Mavs announced a new deal with the like parent company for WFAA that if you're in the DFW market, as well as I believe like Waco, Abilene, San Angelo, like all the surrounding areas, you can watch all the Mavs games outside of like the nationally broadcasted games that it would be on like ESPN or TNT for free over the air television. And they're also working on a like direct to consumer streaming option that they're planning to have ready by first game of the season. So we're done with Bally.
I'm gonna
Outside
have
of
to
the
pay for that,
Rangers,
right?
no, the streaming well, I don't know. It depends what they do.
I'm gonna pay for it. But
Oh, you'll have to pay for it.
yeah, I'm gonna have to pay for
We
it.
won't. We won't.
Yeah.
But if you move up here, you won't.
Can't
Yeah,
wait.
but- It's exciting, man. It's exciting. Like not having to log into that broken Bally app and have it make you re-sign in like every 3 days.
Yeah, you have to type in my DirecTV stream password.
Yeah, I know.
That's gone.
Hey, this is a big win for the new owner. Mark couldn't get this done. Just
No.
saying. Just saying.
So it's exciting. I hope the Rangers follow. Honestly, I hope for the Mavs like streaming option, they just go on the Victory Plus with the stars, and you just have like,
Oh, that should have been my big headline. They launched the app tomorrow.
oh,
Yeah.
Hey.
The app is already available on your iPhone, but they'll be on all.
Is it free?
It's free. It'll be
I
on.
thought so. Okay.
It'll be on like Apple TVs and whatnot
Okay.
tomorrow. They're having a launch party.
Oh, nice.
oh, that's amazing.
Actually, I lied. It's Wednesday. It's the 11th.
Okay,
Rest in peace.
Never forget.
never forget.
I'm glad Alex and I got there at the same time.
You had to expect that Alex would get there.
If there's one thing you can count on Alex for, it's that.
They should have delayed this game 2 days just for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Love to see the
Okay.
Jets flying around on 9/11.
Yeah, but having him do it for the second time, like we all saw the second one coming, you know? First time was a surprise.
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna get me fired.
That's what we're trying to do.
Exactly. And then we'll
We
get
can
you
move.
hired up here.
Yeah. How much is that house worth?
I need to go look at the appraisal. I forgot.
It's like
Hey,
Michael asking
Tell you what, if you pay off the rest of the principal for me, I'll move up there, Alex.
Ooh, I don't know. Well, let's see how we do betting. Maybe.
Alex is like, let's see how this football season goes.
I guess all of my prize picks, I think, because I had the CMC touchdown line in a lot, so I'm
Ooh.
about to get refunded a lot of money. I guess so.
Well, at least you get refunded.
I got the Mega Millions tomorrow, so $800 million, so I can pay off your house. You can move up here.
You can pay off everybody's house in this podcast.
We should have an agreement that if any of us wins the lottery, then we each get $1 million.
No.
Why?
You just go with golf trip. Just Pebble Beach golf trip.
I ain't
How
giving you
about
guys crap.
I didn't ask for crap. I asked for $1
I'll
million.
just take a golf trip. I don't need $1 million. I'll take an
It's
experience.
a good
bro.
segment. There's some lottery segment we can do somewhere in there.
There's some, yeah. That'll be an off-season one. Let's revisit that.
A, would you tell people if you won the lottery? B, what would you do with the money? C,
I wouldn't, but there would be signs. You know,
Yeah, I mean, I would tell them.
I love those tweets so much.
No, I would. I mean, I tell you guys when I win like $100 bet. So
I didn't know that you could win $100 bets.
it happens sometimes. Spain, shout out Spain.
Dude, Spain gave me a lot
Alex
of
just
money.
sends a picture of his lottery ticket. He's like, dude, I'm on the biggest hot streak of my life. Can't miss right now. All right. But yeah, so Mavs are done with Bally, and then quick one, just James Earl Jones. It was announced Monday night that he passed away, rocking the Darth Vader Star Wars shirt in his honor. Darth Vader, Mufasa,
Long live
Sandlot,
the king.
Long live the king.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams, just an icon. So lived a full and good life, and it's sad.
I
Love
honestly
James Earl
thought he
Jones.
already died, but
Help me, brother.
I thought he already
Yeah,
died.
rest in peace,
Score!
legend.
Long live
Did you see
the
that?
king.
Did you see like the twisted
Gosh.
thing where like Scar's playing with
Chills.
the lion skull because they thought that because lions eat other lions? So like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
Oh yeah.
so he ate Mufasa. That's just jacked up.
All right, NFL contest update. So we did open to the public. We did a pick'em pool and we did a survival pool.
I was in first at
And
one point.
The pick'em pool is, pretty boring. Trent's in first place, no big deal.
Like
Alex and I are tied for last, and Rosie and Austin Rosie and Austin are tied for second. The
surprise.
survival pool.
Yeah, baby.
Alex, baby.
Shout out the Texans.
We're all on except Andrew, right? And 12 of our other closest friends.
Yeah, I think so.
What you guys thinking this week?
There's only 5 people left
I think so.
Out of
for
how
week
many?
1.
Out of
Yeah,
how many?
me, Trent, Matt Hit, Cody, Alex, and then Kellen.
Out of
whoever that
13.
is.
So a little more than half.
8 people had the Bengals.
8 people had the Bengals. I was one of them.
7 people had the
Shout
Bengals.
out to Pats.
Can I? Okay.
Jacoby.
I fully know that you guys are gonna make fun of me for this, and I'm gonna do it anyways.
It's kind
but-
of like when you got chopped week 1 in the guillotine league too, and we all laughed.
Dude, I have a wagon in that league this year. I'm winning that.
I, in preparation, like as I was getting ready for the start of the season and the survivor pool, I made like a
You prepared.
spreadsheet.
You prepared.
Oh yeah, I did. Oh, of
It's
course I did.
wonderful.
I was changing diapers. And, Seattle. All right.
Yeah. Both of my picks would have won this week.
Okay.
Both of mine would have too.
I'm gonna share this here. Let's see.
Are you
Our
sharing it
screen.
in Riverside? Oh no.
Yeah, can you see it?
Yeesh.
Oh my God. You did not.
You nerd.
You did
Yeah,
not.
so I narrowed it down to like, okay, here are the 19 teams that I'm going to choose from, right? Give you some
Oh,
options,
man.
and color coded where I thought were potential wins, color coded the buys. Wrote a nice little formula to automatically color code the buys. Had some potential options down here of like potential routes, so I wouldn't double dip anywhere. And then the Bengals.
And then yeah,
time.
just week 1.
And then the Bengals, baby.
I picked the Texans just because, you know.
You want to send me that spreadsheet?
Yeah. Command Shift 4.
I mean, it worked really well. So
I screenshotted it. I'll send it to you.
Wait, you think the Patriots are going to win in week 2? Hold on. I saw
No, he had
that.
Seattle there. He had
no,
there.
Seattle. So the
Oh.
green is like highlighting the weak opponents.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah.
I
So
can't pick Seattle anymore. They've served their
No.
purpose. They're dead to me now.
well, if you're going off my spreadsheet, you could take the Chargers, the Jets, Dallas, or
both the-
Baltimore.
Both the teams I'm considering taking were on that. So
Okay.
Touchdown Jets.
Yeah. The
Jets.
hey, Brees
Yeah,
Hall did.
Brees Hall as the first
Yes!
TD scorer. You just
Nice.
hit.
So that's the update on those. And then for the weekly props, Trent and Alex, they won their prop bets. Trent had Malik Neighbors over 58.5 receiving yards. Alex had Bucks and Commanders over 41.5. And then
Baker.
I missed on Kyler Murray over 227.5 passing yards. Austin missed on Lamar over 1.5 total TDs. Shout out to Isaiah Likely's toe. And Rosie missed on Terry McLaurin over 60.5 receiving yards. He tried to tell us that it was actually 48.5 receiving yards, and it wouldn't have mattered. So that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah. We need to decide, though, on our punishment. So
Any ideas?
what ideas do you all have? Anything? Nothing?
loser has to buy custom making the call shot glasses for everyone.
It's not bad.
You'd have to play 9 holes with your opposite hand. Golf.
Well, I'd have to take
golf.
Andrew to that anyways because he's the only person that I know that has left-handed clubs.
See, so Andrew's there for content no matter what.
Okay. I had 2. I had loser has to wear a wig for 10 podcast episodes, however long that takes.
That's
That could be fun.
That could be fun.
And the other 4 get to choose. Like we all decide what the wig's going to be.
Who pays for the wig?
Wigs are like we'll use the making the call the NIL collective.
Did you
We'll
see?
pay
I
for
saw one that was like a guy has to sit in the dark closet and build a 300-piece puzzle with a headlamp,
That sounds terrible.
and he can't come out till it's done.
I kind of want to lose. I love puzzles, and that sounds like so much fun. But okay, so can I do like my guest bedroom instead?
It just has it would just have to be like pitch dark.
Hi, Kaylee.
Dark,
Hi, Kaylee.
cold
say hi.
room.
Thanks for the Sonic drink. Love
And
watching
then
Dawson's
I
Son
also
straws.
had I also had the loser had to do all the events that they do in the NFL Combine and video it.
No.
And
I don't like
post
that
it.
one.
You have to post it.
Well, yeah, of course. It'd be on all making the call socials.
I mean, none of this really matters to me because it's not going to be me. So
There's a
Whatever you
decent
guys
chance it's
wanna
going to be
do.
me. So
Okay, so we've got I think wear the wig for 10 podcast
All right.
episodes.
give me
the
to read some
puzzle
of
in
these
the dark,
Reddit ones.
or buy shot glasses.
There is the fun one that I saw that so you have to however many the Nathan's hot dog champion ate you have to eat within the span of a week.
No.
What about the
9 hot-
baseball one?
As someone who did the Waffle House challenge for a fantasy league last year, I'm not signing up for any sort
Now,
of
what
food
about the
punishment.
baseball one? It was like 9 hot dogs, 9 brews, or something like that.
And
I
9
can't do
innings.
that. Dude, I can't drink 2 beers without dying.
I would do the baseball one. I sort of want to do the baseball one.
You could
That's like- Alex is like, I'm just going to do the baseball one for fun. I don't care what the punishment is.
there was one you have to sign up for an open mic comedy somewhere and like bomb.
Yeah, open mic for 5 minutes. See what you
Oh,
got.
I'd be down for that.
You got to at least do like 15. You could do like an open mic on the
No,
pod.
dude, trust me. You don't want to
I'd
do
get
more than 5.
I'd get canceled.
You- or there
You
was
don't have
Trent,
15.
Trent would be lucky if they left him up there for 5.
Well, actually, Austin might be able to do 15 because he's a pastor. So
yeah.
used to it.
This is a good idea.
Austin just gets up there and starts reading Song of Solomon.
yeah.
I bet Austin
So-
has some good.
So bosoms, right? Yeah. So,
See,
yeah.
get the crowd going.
Yeah, I can get it. So this one, so the loser has to busk with an instrument of their choice on downtown of their city, and they have to earn X amount of money.
That would only be good for you. You're the only one who can play an instrument.
Well, that's
Well,
the
he's
point.
gonna lose.
We do have the better.
So I would have to
downtown, though,
I would
Andrew.
have to pick an instrument that I don't know how to play.
We just have to learn an instrument.
And he has to send all the money to the winner.
You can learn the guitar. Come on.
Guitar's not that hard.
Yeah.
Okay,
Learn one
these are
song
some
and
good
play the whole
options.
time.
There's a couple of good ones. So
Yeah. We'll ponder these. We'll talk it over with Rosie when he joins and see what he thinks. All right, let's get into it. So one of the new things we're doing this year is, there's 5 of us on here, right? And this will be a fun episode because once Rosie joins, it'll be all 5 of us on, which doesn't happen quite that often. But what you can look forward to is during this NFL, college football, just football season, each 5 of us are going to have a recurring kind of bit or segment that we're going to do whenever we're on the podcast. So this week, you'll get to hear all 5. Next week, if only 4 of us are on, you'll get those 4. But it'll give us all something to look forward to. So we will kick it off with, and a lot of these names, some of these names are pending, although Trent's is definitely not pending because it's beautiful. But we'll start with Austin's college corner. So Austin, get us caught up on kind of what happened in the college football world this past week.
Yeah, so it was a really fun week for college football. There have been some great games in non-conference play.
Ha ha.
Ha ha. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So, some exciting teams, like some top 10 teams had to sweat. So you see Penn State barely squeaked by against Bowling Green. That was a really fun game. Kansas State survives a drowning by the Green Wave. Barely scraped by. I don't know. Did you guys watch any of the Oklahoma State Arkansas game?
In and
Yeah, I
out.
was hate watching a bit. I was sad.
That
I
was,
was watching a different game.
That was the drunkest game of the year so far. I mean,
Yeah, Sam Pittman's not a smart coach.
yeah, both teams missed field goals in the first overtime and stuff. And honestly, the officiating in that game was awful. But so that was a good one. I have to mention that Texas romped fraudulent Michigan, but we all agree.
It's amazing.
Quinn Ewers, he can throw that ball, man.
I
Does
think
Michigan-
Quinn Ewers should be the first overall pick in the NFL draft.
I'd take him over Carson Beck.
Yeah,
I would
I
too.
think he will be.
mm-hmm. If he keeps putting on the show that he is, he lost.
Well, they'll both.
I've
get to
thought
play
that.
for
I've thought that for a while too.
Texas and Georgia do play this year.
They do. They play week. No, Georgia and Alabama play week.
They play right after Texas OU, I believe.
I think Georgia will win that game, but I think Quinn Ewers is a better quarterback.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and considering too, I know they hit the portal hard, but 3 of his offensive weapons got taken in the. Jonathan Brooks got taken later, but 2 of the 3 got taken in the first round.
Well, what Johnny Briggs?
The other guy got
Brooks,
taken the
He
second.
was hurt.
Adonai got taken in the second.
They went into
Yeah.
Michigan with their
Colts.
3rd string running back and just
Mhm.
slaughtered them. They're
It was-
good.
They are good. Michigan also.
They're back.
That's annoying, but they are good.
Though.
Michigan's not a top 25 team, right?
No, but A&M's going to stun the world on Thanksgiving.
No,
think-
they're not.
Yeah.
But that
They
win
won
was
the
still
national
impressive
championship.
Yeah, it was you
because
win
it was in the
AT&T
big
Ann
house.
Arbor.
Wait, they're still not
And-
back, Andrew? What?
No. Texas is back. I'm saying
Oh,
Michigan is not good,
Michigan's
but
crap.
that win was still very impressive.
How do you not get a quarterback as Michigan? This, I don't even know his name.
Well, if you look, they really haven't had the
Nah, but they should be able
quarterback.
to pull somebody from the
Easy.
portal. It's
JJ
Michigan.
McCarthy's the best.
They
quarterback
just
to
won
ever
a
walk
natty.
this earth.
Yeah, but it's not really a great system for quarterbacks, to shine and get.
I guess.
It's run the ball and play defense. That's Michigan.
Well, they haven't run the ball very well either.
No, they haven't. Donovan Edwards did look
Cover
good.
athlete Donovan Edwards has 39 yards this year.
Yeah, but
It's
I
tough.
watched the Connor Stallions thing on Netflix.
Great.
It was awesome. I don't
They
think he did
cheated.
it. I don't think he did anything wrong.
Oh, no. He did. They cheated.
But man, I forgot how electric Donovan Edwards was in that national championship game, man. It was good. All right, we keep going. All right, I feel like we got to pour one out for Trent here. Trent, do you have
There's
any
not enough
thoughts?
whiskey in the world. I was the whole time you're tired Iowa game.
Yeah,
Yep.
Audio
listener.
medium.
Yeah, for those of us who don't know, Trent
Iowa State.
He lost some capital.
I put like a fifth of my paycheck on the freaking Iowa Hawkeyes.
He planted the biggest flag possible on the Iowa money line.
I already have it on my gravestone.
It's looking
Iowa
good
money
for
line
2 hours.
9/7/2024, and they went up 13-0, and I was like, "It's over. Like this is exactly what I thought." And then they just decided to quit playing offense.
Yeah, it's Iowa.
And like the whole time I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose this bet and I'm gonna lose this money. And then with 8 seconds left, sure enough, Iowa State kicks a game-winning field goal with 8 seconds left in the game. I don't know, that one, it hurt. I'm gonna just be real with you guys. It hurt.
Yeah, we've been there. We've all been
It was
there.
one of those things. If I wasn't holding my kid at the time, I probably
haven't
would
been
have
there.
had a broken TV. But
Sure you have, Austin. You're a Cowboys fan. You've been there.
Yeah, but I haven't bet $250 on the Cowboys.
You'll get there.
But yeah,
I
legit felt bad for you.
my units are I max $10 most of the time. But Iowa opened up -120 against a team that barely beat North Dakota, an FBS
And not
team,
the good one.
and
Yeah.
not the good one.
Yeah, average the mid one.
And I thought surely at home it's been a while since Iowa State's gone to Iowa City and won. And I saw something today that Iowa was 72-2 since 2014 when up by more than 6 points. And they lost on the last second field goal. And we have Rosie.
And we have Rosie.
Rosie,
Now my mood is way better.
do you have consoling thoughts for Trent? We're discussing the Iowa game.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I tailed you. So
We all did.
And
I had a lot of
pod,
people that tailed
we
me.
were on Trent's tail.
If you guys send me how much you bet, I will Venmo you the money.
No,
That's how
come
bad I
on.
feel about it.
We pick our
I
losses.
did not tail Trent because I wanted him to win. So it was not out of a lack of solidarity.
I mean, it had been a minute since Iowa State had just beaten Iowa in general, not even just going to Iowa. It was just
Yeah.
they choked.
Yeah.
well, I owe you guys an apology too, because if you tailed my better pick, 10 to win $500, it missed by Drake London.
Oof.
Kurt, you
That's
just
not an apology though. That's impressive.
start panic.
Oh, we're gonna talk about Atlanta later on. Don't you worry. I've got some stats for you on Atlanta.
Yeah.
Man.
All right.
All right. So I got two
All
more
right.
thoughts. So first, this was the weekend of fraudulence falling, and so Notre Dame. I had so many conflicting emotions about this. On one hand, it's a great day in college football when Notre Dame loses a football game. On the other hand, it just made me feel even worse about the week one Aggie loss.
Guys can't even beat NIU.
I mean, Riley Leonard looked bad. He looked bad. And I don't know. I mean, the fact that NIU scored more points against Notre Dame at home that we could score against Notre Dame at home, like, it was just frustrating. But I was glad that they won. It was an ugly game. They were overhyped to begin with.
Yeah.
And I'm ultimately glad they lost. So
Well, they're gonna go 11-1 now and make the playoffs. You know that, right?
I don't think they make the playoff losing to NIU.
If they go 11-1, they make the playoffs. But NIU is going to be a good
Okay.
Group of 6 team. Like if they go out and win out from here, they're going to make the playoffs
Counterpoint.
themselves.
Counterpoint. You don't lose to NIU and then win out.
No, but if NIU wins out, they're going to be ranked at the end of the year. They might be
They're ranked
there for
right
that
now.
number
What are you talking
12
about,
spot in the
man?
playoff. See, they're already ranked, so it's a loss to a ranked team. If they're the best group of 6 team and they only lose or they don't lose again, they're absolutely in.
You
And
know,
they might play NIU again in the first round.
They did have the easiest path to the playoff by far. Like that schedule is cake.
But their easy path went through NIU and they lost it. So I
Right.
think
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
The thing is,
need
if
to
NIU was
recalibrate.
trash, I would agree with you, but they're not trash. And I think
Okay,
if
but-
they have a good rest of the season and
So both
flirt
can
with
be
making
true.
a playoff
Well, if my
themselves,
aunt had wheels, she'd be a bike.
That's
I'm
not
just
where
saying,
I thought that was
just-
going.
I'm giving you possibilities, man, and you're
All right,
just,
so both can be true. Northern Illinois can be decent, and Notre Dame can still be crap. So they're not. They're gonna lose at least one more game. All right,
Well-
let's move on to some week 3 predictions, or not some, just one. So I think that this next week
Gophers
is
money line.
Oh
Gophers.
no!
Yes,
Oh
This
no!
is where I
Trent being confident
No.
in a Big Ten money line.
it's got to double down. So
I don't agree with
against
this
Iowa.
one.
Break
They
that
play
Trent's
down.
Gabriel
Iowa.
is-
That's a
Trent's
joke.
saying put Gophers money line on my wife's gravestone.
They play Iowa. I'm so against Iowa. I'm done.
let's talk about the Beavers for a second, though.
Hey,
So so Oregon has been
Yeah, they got some
very,
in Oregon for sure.
very
All right, bring it home, Austin.
Oregon's been very disappointing this year. They've struggled with run defense last week. They barely survived against Boise State on a last-second field goal. And Oregon State's another team that just runs the ball down your throat. And so, plus Oregon State's offense or defense allowed less than 200 yards a week ago. And I know they haven't played anybody, but still, they're at home. The home team has won the last 5 matchups in this rivalry game. And I think Oregon is just way blown up. And so I think they're on upset watch this week. So,
oh, you're not just taking it outright? I thought you were taking it outright.
no, let's take it outright. Whatever.
Okay.
Bet the house, Trent.
Let's see
Bet on
what
the
we
Beavers.
got. We
I'm
pulled
done.
that
I'm
over.
done with bets over $10. I got in trouble.
You did get in trouble.
All right, let's talk some football, or let's talk some NFL football.
Just talked football.
That being
NFL
said, the Stars
football.
are winning the cup.
$250.
Let's start with what absolutely blew up the Survivor pool and probably blew up pools all over the country. Bengals laying an egg against the Patriots. I looked this up. Joe Burrow is now 1-4 in week 1 in his career. Wish I would have known that stat, that he was 1-3. Maybe I would have changed my pick.
Didn't know
But
that.
lost to the Patriots. What was it? 16-10, I believe. 16-10. It was, I believe, 13-0 at one point. Bengals scored 10 points late in the second half. Joe Burrow only had 164 yards passing. I don't know what happened. Did you?
I don't know, but
So,
I'm in
Who
two
watched this
Survivor
game? I didn't really
pools.
watch much of this game. I knew that Ramondre sort of was unstoppable, like he was running right a lot, but they couldn't tackle him. But overall, what really happened?
I didn't watch it.
Exactly that.
Yeah, like they could just control the clock and sort of shorten the game because they couldn't stop the run, is what I sort of took from it.
I didn't watch it either. I just know that I am in two Survivor pools, and I pivoted off of the Bengals in the second one for the Bills. That was
know.
what too.
After watching Jamar Chase just whine, I'm kind of glad they lost.
He had food
Yeah,
poisoning.
I think it's more to do with like that locker room's just not
I don't want to talk
gelling
about
right
it.
now. The chemistry is probably not great. Like
T. Higgins was
Cincinnati.
out.
I don't like their defense either.
They gave up 140 yards to Ramondre Stevenson.
I mean, Ramondre is good, but he's not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, their offensive line was ranked the worst in the league.
I made him
so-
look like Barry Sanders.
Trent, you had the Bengals as a 1 seed.
Did
How you feeling about that? Yeah. How you feeling about that, big boy?
Shady.
Joe Burrow's 1-4 in week 1. Ask me again in 2 weeks.
So they play the Chiefs next week.
Ask me again in 3 weeks.
Fair enough.
I think their
I mean-
week 3 game's hard too. If I
No, it's the Commanders.
all right, Dan
They're
Quinn.
gonna be
There you go.
statement win.
they're gonna be 3-3 after the first 6 games because they have the Chiefs next week, and then they go Commanders, Panthers, and then
Ooh.
Ravens, and then Giants.
Well, nobody in their division looked particularly great either.
I thought Yeah, I thought the
That-
Ravens. If the Ravens
what-
were playing any team that was not the Chiefs in that game, they probably win that game.
I disagree. I
Yeah.
thought the Ravens looked like a college team.
Their defense didn't look great. I'll just say
They look
that.
like Iowa, Trent. No.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah, it was a weird game. Maybe this is just. I saw another stat that apparently Burrow is like 6-6 in the month of September in his career.
Mm.
Like this is just what he does. Like basically takes the first month off and then locks in once it turns over to October. So
His hair grows back.
yeah, maybe it's the Eminem hair. Maybe it is. Who knows?
Pretty shady.
Nice.
Nice.
Gross game. Let's move on to a more exciting game. Colts Texans.
Oh,
I had a feeling this game was going to be fun, and boy was it. Texans ended up holding on to win. Anthony Richardson was electric. Joe Mixon coming out of the grave. 30 carries, 159 yards, 1 touchdown. Stephon Diggs in his Texans debut, 6 catches for 2 touchdowns. And Richardson, 9 of 19, 212 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and then had 56 rushing yards and a rushing touchdown to go with it.
One of those touchdowns. Was a bomb.
9 completions.
Yeah, he's really
Okay.
good
Whole
for us.
game.
He's sort of Cam Newton 2.0, I think.
I said that he was electric, which he was.
I don't know how you can be
Yeah,
electric with
but if
9.
you scheme well for him,
Did
you
you-
can,
did-
Did
That
you see
one-
the completions?
The dart that he threw over the middle late in the game.
he threw a couple.
Here's a
Yeah,
stat for
that-
you.
like
He
the one that
led
should have been picked, but it wasn't.
He led all NFL quarterbacks this week in deep pass percentage at 21.1%. So he was just chunking it downfield.
So he
Freaking
can't throw
week
anything.
one, dude. That
can't
means
throw
2
anything left.
quarterbacks threw it more than 30 yards.
But he's been doing that. Like that's his thing. It's for him to
Right.
do that.
Okay.
He literally threw it off of his back foot under pressure, 60 yards through the air.
That Alec
that-
Pierce
that
catch
throw-
was insane.
That
throw was
throw was
great.
impressive. That
Yeah.
throw was very impressive.
I just think he's a lot of fun. I don't know if he's ever gonna get to an AFC Championship game, but the fact that anytime you turn on an Anthony Richardson game, you have a chance for one of those throws. I'm like, all right, I'm in. Like, you have to watch it. You don't know what's gonna happen.
He also had 50 yards on the ground too. So just as a fantasy option, he's probably going to be a top 5.
Yeah, he got me 28 points, and he only had 9 completions.
Yeah,
Anytime a quarterback can do that, he's a great fantasy player.
He missed
Do you
some.
want it? Do you want him as
touchdowns,
your
too.
team quarterback? I don't know. To be determined. But fantasy-wise, great option.
Over under 2 negative score games for Anthony Richardson during the season.
in fantasy,
as a quarterback, yeah,
he's never
under.
gonna have a negative
No.
point game.
Okay, I could see him like fumbling it like 3 times, a couple picks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I see your argument, but even if he does fumble 3 times, it's hard to go negative as a quarterback.
I'm more making a point for sure.
Yeah.
Sub
I,
5
and, I,
point
and I
games.
get that point.
there's a little Jameis in him where it's just on any given play, he's going to chunk it downfield, and it might be the coolest thing you've ever seen. It might be a disaster. Don't know. But all this to say, Texans Colts was a really fun game. It was back and forth, went down to the wire, and I don't know. I think the AFC South is going to be a fun division, and you've got CJ Stroud, you've got Anthony Richardson,
Will
and
Levis.
yeah,
He's
All
fun.
his knees.
He's fun, right?
he's a quarterback. Yeah.
Worst quarterback. I've seen.
But I mean, yeah. Shout out Joe Mixon coming in 30 carries, 159 yards.
I literally
touchdown.
roasted my mom for
34
drafting him
carries. Is a
so
lot.
hard. I
Dang,
30
roasted-
carries.
dude.
30 carries. Sorry, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she got to say, I told you so.
Big workload.
Never go against your mom on fantasy questions. They have no idea, but
Never
You're
go against
always
your
right.
mom, period.
facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to write a letter to Austin's mom apologizing for Austin's behavior. Austin, please send us her address.
Say it on the pod.
Post it on Twitter. We'll have fans
If
send
you'd
it.
like to write Austin's mom a letter,
Email
bet I
us at
would.
makingthecall1@gmail.com. We'll
As
make sure it
she-
ends up in our inbox.
you know what makes it better is that she'd just get over cancer too. So like I was roasting a cancer patient about their fantasy picks. So
You're a pastor?
yeah, I know. We've been
For what religion again?
we've been joking about it. Islam.
Well, congratulations on getting over cancer, Austin's mom. You raised an imbecile.
Rosie, do you put any stock into the day that Joe Mixon had? Because I mean, he's obviously old. He's not what he was, but if he's going to be getting this kind of workload and this kind of offense, like that's hard to argue against.
As an emphatic Mixon hater for the
Come
last
on.
couple of years, I have to say that this is legit. This is absolutely legit. I mean, he's going
Didn't
to
see
get
this
30
one.
carries every single game. There is no one else in that backfield. Damian Pierce sucks and they hate him, so they're not going to give him carries.
He does suck.
Cam Akers is coming
Sucks
off,
and they hate him.
Cam Akers is coming off 2 torn Achilles, so how much can you use him? And they didn't. Again, the Colts defense, especially their run defense, is not very good. So I don't think we're going to see this every single week, but this is absolutely legit.
Top five.
Well,
He'll have plenty of
Yeah,
opportunity.
I can see him slowing down halfway through the season because he's old and he's going to get so much run. But at least for the next 6, 7, 8 weeks, he's going to be great.
here's the thing that I think there's two things, because I agree. I think this is real with Joe Mixon, barring any sort of injury, which is certainly a likelihood, especially with his age, right? Remind me the OC down in Bobby Slowick, right? He's the OC, great offensive coordinator for Houston. If they're using him the way they did against Indianapolis, then this is absolutely real. They track like basically how light the box is that you're running into as a running back, and like 7 is the cutoff. So if it's 8 or more, then it's a stacked box. If it's less than 7, then it's a light box. All 30 of his rushing attempts, he was only running into stacked boxes 26% of the time, which is very low. You compare that to like some of the leaders in stacked boxes, and it was like, let me see here. Let's do qualified rushers. Let's see. Javonte Williams, 50% of the time. Gus Edwards, 45% of the time. Bijan Robinson, 39% of the time. Derrick Henry, 39% of the time. So if he's only facing like a stacked box a quarter of the time, and he's doing it with the offensive line that the Texans have, and the Bobby Slowick as the OC, like he's gonna eat from a fantasy standpoint. And
so the Colts should fire their defensive coordinator like right now.
well, I don't even think it's that. It's like you're so worried about CJ Stroud and Tank Dell and Nico Collins that you're gonna
Diggs
lean
even.
towards, and Diggs, that you're gonna lean towards defending the pass. It's just gonna open up opportunities for Mixon.
Dude, Tank Dell on that jet sweep. I don't think I'd ever watch that guy run. That dude is quick.
Yeah, he's incredibly fast.
My
and
goodness.
He was probably
Mixon
the
also
third-
led the NFL in goal to go rushing attempts in week 1. So like Rosie said, they hate Damian Pierce. Like it is Joe Mixon and that's it. So sorry, I cut you off, Rosie. What were you saying?
Yeah, Tank Dell was probably like the worst receiver out of the 3 of them today or yesterday. And I mean, just Nico Collins is an absolute beast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna bookmark this, put a pin in it, because next time the Texans and Colts play each other, Nico Collins is gonna go off, because I think he's had a couple huge games against them before. So
Flip it.
Here I can tell you. Hold on. Nico Collins. You said against his game log against the Colts.
yeah,
Okay.
I think his rookie year and his sophomore year aren't going to be great because it was Davis Mills. But
Yeah.
The 49ers are so good.
Holy crap, you're right.
No, that's a hold, Trent.
Okay, so Nico Collins last season in the 2 games against the Colts. First game was September 17th. He had 7 receptions for 146 yards and a touchdown. Then in January, he had 9 receptions for 195 yards and a touchdown.
Holy crap.
And then on Sunday, he had 6 receptions for 117 yards.
Didn't both quarterbacks that first time have like 400 yards passing? Richardson and Stroud.
Was Richardson playing?
No,
Yeah,
it
it was week one.
that was the week. No, so
Week
Richardson
one
played a little bit, but Gardner Minshew had the majority of the attempts.
Okay, so Richardson got hurt that game then.
Yeah,
Okay.
but Stroud had 384 passing yards.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah. Bookmark that. That's a good. That is. Wait, hold on. When do they play again? Let me see. The Colts and the Texans play again on. Oh, not that long. Okay, October 27th. Okay, whatever week that is, I'm going with Nico Collins over receiving yards. Whatever.
Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Yeah. All right, Alex, your Sunday takes. So this is going to be your recurring segment.
Yep.
Moving forward, you're going to write these down as they come in. You were firing them off in our group text last night. There was a tease of maybe a legal pad moving forward, but
yeah, I forgot
just
those ones I fired off.
Just your takes from Sunday, some of your thoughts.
I mean, my biggest overall take is my guy, Baker Mayfield's found his spot. He's got the line. He's got the weapons. 24 for 30, 289 yards, 4 TDs, a 146 QBR rating. This guy was balling out yesterday. And then you move over to the Browns, who kicked Baker out for this massage-loving quarterback, Deshaun Watson.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
Hey, new lawsuit
And
today, too.
He looked worse than Jacoby Brissett yesterday. Like, I don't know what's going on with him mentally, but he's just completely lost it. He used to be good, and then just all this crap happened. But as a Baker fan, we're sort of just taking a victory lap here. And I'm excited for every Bucs game coming up. We got the Bucs Lions next week. I will definitely be watching that while I'm also watching the Seahawks because they play at the same time. But overall, I'm jazzed. I'm pumped for my guy Baker. He's in the right spot. He's got the line around him. He's got the weapons around him. Like Mike Evans is Mike Evans. Godwin looked really good. They have this new rookie Bucky Irving from Oregon who 9 carries, 62 yards. Honestly, way better than Rashad White yesterday for all you fantasy lovers.
I said it when they drafted him.
Yeah, so maybe that's a name to keep in mind. But
and
I'm
Jalen McMillan
in
too.
on the Bucs, in on Baker, and just really excited about that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little disappointed you're not wearing the creamsicle jersey that I bought for you last season.
Right over there.
Andrew's buying new jerseys. Sad.
No, we swapped.
Oh,
I gave him a Pulisic AC Milan one. He gave me the creamsicle.
Man.
Because I had an extra. They sent me
trade for Andrew.
They sent me 2. So I gave him an extra.
He had an extra. So,
How many AC Milan games have you watched since you got that jersey?
He wore it.
I know that they play in Milan, and I've been there.
Honestly, Milan's been playing like crap this year, so he hasn't missed.
Tell me about it, dude.
No, seriously, tell them about it.
Yeah, please.
Their back line is a mess.
Yeah. Yeah, shout out Baker, man. I mean, he led all quarterbacks in just about every statistical category in week 1. You mentioned the passer rating of 146.4. He led an EPA per drop back, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 289 passing yards, which I believe was 3rd.
Yeah.
Or 4th behind Tua, Matthew Stafford, and Patrick Mahomes. It was against the Commanders' defense, but the Bucs looked good, man. Like,
yeah,
Mike Evans looked good. Chris Godwin looked good. Yeah.
And it's gonna be a shootout next week too against the Lions. I think the Lions secondary is still gelling, and the Bucs lost 3 secondary players. Like they're
Yeah,
down
you-
to practice squad.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear the note about the Bucks that Scott Hansen said on Red Zone on Sunday?
I missed that one.
They're the only NFC team that has made the playoffs in the past 4 seasons, like consecutively.
That's a fun
Just
fact.
them.
Wouldn't have thought it.
Yeah.
Real fun.
I mean,
Shout out Scott.
who's got it better than Bucks fans? You go from Tom Brady, the GOAT, to the next, Tom Brady and Baker Mayfield without missing a beat. Like it's
Okay,
just
whoa, that's a lot of expectations.
He's not
Yeah.
denying your point. He just doesn't like the implications of your
I
point.
would
like
enjoy.
the Drew Brees comp that he's always had way more than the Tom Brady one.
He's not.
I-
He's not even close.
Yeah, he'd be a better announcer than both of those.
Oh yeah, whenever he hangs it up,
I thought Tom Brady was okay.
give him a mic.
He was fine.
Give Tom
Actually,
Brady
Baker
Tom
needs
Brady
to
a
be in the
few
college
weeks.
football world though, as an announcer, not the NFL world.
Get him on game day.
Him and
All
Pat.
right. Any other Sunday takes, or it's just Baker and Sean Watson?
The Colts have an impressive week 1 streak. They've now lost 11 week 1 games in a row. So
For
next year,
that.
keep that in mind.
Yeah. Okay, so my stat of the week, so this is going to be my recurring segment, is stat of the week. And it's kind of related to your point about Deshaun Watson. So I might just do it now, and then we can talk about the Cowboys, and we can kind of put a bow on this whole conversation.
Is it the amount of pending lawsuits in the NFL? Is that what we're talking about?
No, it's not. Surprisingly, the new NFL Pro database doesn't track that. I don't know why they wouldn't want to draw attention to that, but yeah. No, I was thinking this like as I was watching Deshaun Watson, as I did not consent to this, but somehow Daniel Jones ended up on my television screen during the early slate, and I was accidentally caught some Daniel Jones snaps. And then you saw what Will Levis did in that Tennessee game, and some of those interceptions. That is just like, there's a lot of bad quarterbacks in the NFL. And you look at like Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones specifically. Like I'm not gonna lump in like Bryce Young or Will Levis. Goodness gracious, Trent, mute your mic, dude.
You're a professional, Trent.
No, I'm just eating a little snack over here.
Leave the unnecessary mic noises to Alex when he coughs directly into it.
So I'll remove Bryce Young because he's in his second year.
Go ahead, Alex. Cough.
And I'll remove Will Levis because he's in his second year as well. Right? Second year, Will Levis?
Yeah.
Correct.
But Deshaun Watson and Daniel Jones, the only reason they're starting for their team in week 1 is because of the contract their team gave them. It has nothing to do with their quarterback ability. They would not be a starting quarterback if it wasn't for the money that was owed to them and the financial ramifications of that. And I felt like not just them, but there was just a lot of bad quarterback play on Sunday. And so I wanted to kind of look at some of the historical trends to see if that held up. So this database only goes back to 2018. So we're looking at, now 7 years worth of data. Quarterbacks in week 1. So this is, who teams think is going to be their starter moving forward. Quarterbacks in week 1 with an EPA per dropback of a negative 0.4 or worse since 2018. So in 2018, there was 2. It was Mariota and Nathan Peterman. 2019, there was also 2, Baker and Jameis. 2020 was just Carson Wentz. 2021 was actually Aaron Rodgers, which is pretty funny. Ryan Tannehill and Matt Ryan. I believe that was his final year in Atlanta. 2022 was Dak in that season opener against Tampa Bay. 2023 last year, there was 3 quarterbacks. It was Daniel Jones, Joe Burrow, and one more, which escapes me. Oh gosh, who was it? Kenny Pickett was the third one. You guys probably could have guessed that, but yeah, Kenny Pickett. And
I
then
couldn't remember his name probably.
yesterday, week 1 of the 2024 season, there were 6 quarterbacks with an EPA per dropback of negative 0.4 or worse. And it was, yeah, go ahead.
Daniel Jones, Deshaun Watson,
Deshaun Watson's
Kirk-
actually not one of them.
Kirk Cousins,
Yep.
Justin Fields,
No.
Bryce Young.
Yep.
Bryce Young,
Did you say
Three
Will
more.
Levis?
Will Levis.
Will
Two more.
Levis,
Caleb Williams,
Yep. One more.
Jared Goff.
Seattle or
Minshew.
Alex should know this one.
Oh, Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. There were 6 quarterbacks who met that criteria. And if
Kirk
you do the
Cousins
same,
was one of them.
he was. If you do the same kind of year by year trend, but you just look at total EPA, so not EPA per dropback, but just total EPA of a negative 20 or worse. So, in other words, expected points added, they attributed 20 points to the other team than their own team, right? Is kind of what it comes down to. 2018 was 1, 2019 was 1, 2020 was 1, 2021 was 1, 2020 was 0. Last year was 3, same 3 that we mentioned in the first category, Daniel Jones, Kenny Pickett, Joe Burrow. And then 2024 was 4. And I'm rounding up Deshaun Watson because he was at negative 19.9. And he's joined by Bo Nix, Daniel Jones, and Will Levis. And again, Deshaun Watson, Daniel Jones, it's all about the money with them. If their team had a chance to get out of it, they would. They would cut them today, right? And they'd move on, but they can't because of the money. And so I was trying to think, okay, how do we fix this? Like, do you say, okay, quarterbacks, you only get 1 year deals for a quarterback. So you have ultimate financial flexibility, but then you could have a 1 year deal worth like $150 million or whatever. So they're still getting paid more than any other player. And I thought, well, the ramifications for that would probably be too hard to figure out. So I have an idea. Every decade, each team gets one kind of poison pill that they can execute. And it's just for the quarterbacks. And so basically for the 2020s, each team, once it turns to the league year for 2020, for the next decade, they get to decide if at any point we say we are done with this quarterback. I know we gave him this long contract. We don't want to worry about the dead cap. We just want to move on, forget about it, and start over. They press this button or whatever, and they pay that quarterback $50 million up front. Doesn't matter how much money is left on the contract. It doesn't matter if it's $40 million or $140 million. They pay him $50 million. He's a free agent the next season, and their books are clean, and they just move on. And you get one per decade. So it's not like you can do it every year. You have to be very strategic, but it would allow the Browns and honestly, more importantly, Browns fans to have an out. Because imagine like the phone calls for Cleveland sports radio right now. If this was an option, there would be like a petition signed by like the mayor of Cleveland would be signing this petition asking for the Browns to execute their poison pill on Deshaun Watson so they could move on from this, draft a quarterback, and start over. What do y'all think?
It's like a franchise tag.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, but it's like a get out of jail free card, basically. Well, not free, for $50 million.
Well, here's the thing, Andrew. I love the fun in it, but they get out of those contracts anyway, whether they're paying $50 million or $150 million.
I don't know. Cleveland's not getting out of this Deshaun Watson contract.
They're going to cut him.
For some reason, I don't think the NFLPA would go for your proposal.
Did you? Yeah, these new reports. I think they might have an out pretty soon. If
Yeah.
these new reports are true.
Yeah, the new report. I said it in the text, but it's bad.
I just read that whole thing. It's rough.
Yeah.
What happened to the other ones? That's what I want to know.
They got paid.
settled.
They got settled because he did it.
Like I know they cut
$250 million guaranteed you can settle. So
I don't know. I know the Broncos cut Russell Wilson. It was like an $80 million cap hit. If they cut Deshaun Watson a year from now,
136
before next season, it's 172, Alex.
Jeez.
oh no,
136. They wish it was 136.
I'm not out on him yet.
Dude. Come on.
After
Why
the
not?
story,
As a quarterback,
Well,
Yeah,
okay,
well-
why?
as a
Same
person,
thing.
he's out.
No, but as a quarterback too, he hasn't shown anything on the
Peter
field
says, as a
since
person, he's
2020.
I think this game. I mean, you're right, Alex. Last year he was hurt all year. This year he played Cowboys week 1. I'd be buying Deshaun right now because you could get him for a 3rd round pick.
You couldn't get him for a 3rd round pick.
You're probably
Get him
right.
for 4th.
Get him for a 2nd round.
I watched that Cowboys game and he didn't really make any throws that were like, oh, that's his fault. Cowboys were in his
He
face
didn't really
all
make
game.
any throws.
Exactly. Because the Cowboys were in his face the whole entire game. I think week 1 was more on the Cowboys defense than it was on the Browns.
They hit him 17 times, right?
Yeah.
Or something crazy.
He
They were down
had
their 2 offensive tackles too.
he did lead all quarterbacks in quarterback pressures of 25,
I'm
except for
saying,
Daniel Jones with 18.
wow. Okay, so here's the difference. I watched both games very closely. Because I'm a Vikings fan and I had a good Sunday. But Daniel Jones was throwing balls into the receiver's feet left and right. Like when he did have time, he didn't make the throws. When Watson had time, he made throws. I don't think Daniel Jones made a single throw the entire game. Like he got bailed out a couple times by Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson, but that's it. I'm not ready as a football player to be out on Deshaun Watson. I think he's a terrible human being. And I think his personal life might get in the way of his football career and he might be done. But
I don't know, man. I truly just don't think he's any good anymore. And we're like 4 years removed from the last time that he was an above average quarterback. And like, honestly, I don't know. The Deshaun Watson conversation, again, from a football standpoint, is kind of like the reports of like teams being, calling in Kaepernick for a workout from like 4 years ago. Not now, because it's like 8 years since the last time Kaepernick played NFL football. But it's like you would get those reports like 4 years ago and be like, oh, he might have a little something. Who knows? Like, we'll see. He's been working out. He's been staying fresh. And like, I just feel like there is just a laundry list of excuses for Deshaun Watson. Like, oh, he's still a little rusty. Like, dude, you can't be rusty if the last time you were any good was in Trump's first term as president. Like, at some point, enough is enough. Like, at some point, this is who you are. And I think we've seen a big enough sample size of him just flat out not being good.
So
Yeah, he's getting cut.
you said first term. Does that mean that you're ready to publicly state that you think there's going to be a 2nd term?
or that there was a 2nd term and he got robbed of it.
Oh, let's go there.
Are you willing to say
Let's
that?
go back to Deshaun Watson, actually.
Trent's Kool-Aid player. Donald Trump.
We will get to Trent's Kool-Aid player in a week in a little bit. Anything else from the Cowboys game? I will say this was one of those games where, as a Cowboys fan, I'm not taking any takeaways from it. Like,
I'm taking everything. I'm taking the whole thing.
You're back.
here's
in.
where I'm at. Here's where I'm at with the Cowboys.
We're
Like,
back.
they play the Ravens at home,
Win.
the Lions at home, the Niners on the road, the Texans at home, and then they play the Eagles twice. Okay, so
Holy
that's like their hard games on their schedule for the whole season.
Like, I'll
Okay,
use
so
the SEC
Eagles
schedule.
twice, Texans, Niners, Lions, Ravens. That's 6 games. They need to go 4-2 over those 6 games for me to even think, okay, maybe this team is a little different and they can actually win in the playoffs. But if they go like 3-3 or worse, like, it's still the Cowboys.
You got a lot of
They're
scar
not
tissue,
winning
man.
in the playoffs. They'll get there, but they're not winning. Their defense is good enough to get them there, but I don't think their offense is that special at all.
See, my thing with the defense is like I need to see the defense be impactful when they're losing, because the Cowboys defense has been the ultimate front runner of the NFL, where it's like they get out to an early lead and then it's just Micah Parsons and the other defensive linemen just pinning their ears back and rushing the passer every single play because they can.
Well,
And-
and the issue has been too, like they've been great in the first half of seasons, right? And then they get tired because they're carrying the offense, like that, and then they get worn down, and then that's when you need your defense to step up, and they're already tired. Like, and we've seen that with Micah Parsons getting doubled time and again. Late in the season, he looks tired, he looks beat up.
Yeah.
So they haven't been able to sustain it for a whole season, which is frustrating. So yeah, in order for them to have any playoffs hopes of any kind, they need to show like some of the deeper guys need to step up so that these top guys can get some breaks. So
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, what do y'all think about Dak's new contract? Literally came in like 2 hours before the game, but 4 years, $240 million.
That's
Overpaying
a
him
lot
right
of
before the-
guaranteed money too.
like 231, right?
That's a lot.
It's
He
not
deserves to be
guaranteed
paid. He deserves to be paid more than Trevor Lawrence and Tua Tagovailoa, and he is,
Yeah, but
and
Two
probably
playoff
Joe
wins?
Burrow too at this point.
Agreed.
all
Aren't
right.
his career earnings like over half a mil or half a billion now?
49ers look really good.
Yeah, we
I
crapped
can
on
tell
them
you.
a lot in the pod previews.
They're gonna, they'll be fine. Career earnings so far, he's at 162 million. But yeah, you add this year plus next year, he'll be at like 440.
Dang,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
It's Luca's
But
next
yeah, I'm happy
contract.
for him. He's making like Isaiah Hartenstein money, so good for him. Not a little more than Isaiah Hartenstein. He's making like Jamal Murray money.
Jamal.
No, more like Brunson.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I wrote down Caleb Williams more like carried Williams because
Trash.
he was
Yeah,
awful.
two-point
The
conversion.
offense was bad,
Sell now.
and the Bears still won. So look at that, 1-0. NFC North gauntlet.
That game was stupid.
I think
The
they were
entire
one of the
NFC
only
North is
teams-
undefeated, right? All 4 teams, they all won.
No,
Who lost?
the Packers.
Packers.
Oh,
Brazil.
that's right.
Terrible field game.
That whole
And now
game.
Love's gone. Tannehill's probably back. Maybe.
That whole game felt so weird, and like the Fly Eagles fly at the end. It just all. I don't know.
They couldn't wear green because there's a gang in there that doesn't allow that. Just-
Yeah, the whole
Awesome.
thing was just weird, man. I don't know. All the
The
Eagles
announcers
players were
kept
like,
saying,
"Whoa."
Shout out the NFL, always looking out for the players.
we're so happy to be here in Brazil, and they sounded like they were being held at gunpoint.
Well, I mean, it is a dictatorship.
It was like turn the camera around. Let's see.
The best thing from that game was the journalist's wife live tweeting the game because
That
the
was pretty funny.
It's great.
But then it was like, yeah, let's think about why the wife is having to tweet. You know, let's get into some of the political ramifications here.
It's
But
like a step below Venezuela. Like that's where they were. So
are y'all putting any like stake in Caleb Williams' debut, or is it, hey, he's
No.
a rookie? Rookies
No.
don't normally play well week 1. Let's just move on.
he didn't.
He's the
he-
first rookie quarterback to win. You can finish this, Austin. Because
No, you can go for it. He's the first rookie number 1 overall pick to win his NFL debut since 2002 when David Carr won it. So
That's not a great omen.
no,
I
it's
kind of
not.
wish you wouldn't have told me that.
David Carr. I mean, the guy before was a little bit better. Michael Vick, 2001.
Yeah, a little bit.
But
There you go.
I don't know. He didn't
Um,
lose. He didn't actively lose them the football game. He didn't throw.
yeah,
any-
he didn't turn it over.
He didn't turn it over.
That's good. That's
I
a
will
plus.
say, this was a very poor offensive game, kind of across the board, but
across the
they
league.
have all these new weapons in Chicago, and the wide receiver share kind of went about as expected. Keenan Allen led the team with 11 targets, followed by DJ Moore with 8 and Roma Dunze with 4. And those top 3 were also the top 3 Bears and routes ran on Sunday. So
Keenan only caught 4 of those balls.
yeah,
That's
he was
not-
targeted 11 times.
Uh-huh.
I know Rome there, he might have a knee injury, so it might change a little bit, but
DJ left
Um,
for a little bit too. He got hurt.
yeah. It seems like that's, the top three in whatever order. The top three is kind of who we expected, and that's what showed out in week one, even if they didn't have any offensive production to show for it. Yeah. All right, Bills Cardinals. This was like one of my favorite games of week one. Like, it was so fun. Arizona gets off to this early lead. You're like, oh, look at these Cardinals. I think Alex sent a text like, oh, I think Kyler might be back.
He is
and
back.
Then Josh Allen was like, hey, guys, I'm still here, and I'm Josh Allen, and I'm going to do Josh Allen things.
Oh, yeah.
And you had James Cook like, hey, Josh, you think maybe I could get a carry in the goal line? And Josh Allen's like, no, I'm going to flip over these linebackers. Thanks, though.
Shout out, Josh.
He was electric, man. Like, this was such a fun game. I loved it.
He's the second best quarterback in the league.
To Mahomes?
Yeah.
He's the second best fantasy quarterback.
He was incredible.
When you turn off his running ability and make him become a pocket passer, you can really.
Why would you turn off his running ability?
That's not their game.
Like if you if the defense schemes for it and shuts it down. Sorry, not turn it off like the Bills.
Okay.
You don't think defense is playing for that?
Well, yeah, but if you get a defense that can actually limit it, is what I'm saying. Force him to be a pocket passer, take away his first and second read, make him throw it into coverage. That's when it gets a little iffy.
I feel like all defenses want to do that.
It's hard to do, but when it happens, like it has the last couple of years in the playoffs,
let's let the
He
quarterback
makes mistakes
not
for
throw the
sure.
ball. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, but he's carrying the Bills.
Gotta do this
right
in
now.
person once. Get my face. Come on, Austin. I'm driving
man.
that. Where do you live?
I
We're
live
doing
down,
next week.
down by Corpus.
One of these weeks, I'll drive down there. I will
you
actually
should come
do this.
swim in our feces-filled beaches.
I broke my nose there.
You did?
Maybe you want to get like December or something. I will actually drive down there and do a podcast with you.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
Shout out Keon Coleman though in this game, because
Yeah.
all the hype around Marvin Harrison Jr. and he was getting drafted in like early second round in fantasy drafts, and had like one reception for 4 yards, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Keon Coleman led Buffalo in targets with 5. Now it's only 5 targets, but led the team. And I thought he looked good. Like in what I saw of him, like he looked like moment wasn't too big for him. He looked like he belonged. And I think he's going to have a nice rookie season. Him and Kincaid also ran the most routes of any player on the Bills. He
Don't
ran
give
22
up on
routes.
Kincaid yet. Please.
What's that?
Don't give up on Kincaid yet.
No. Coleman ran 22 routes. Kincaid ran 21. Kind of similar to JSN in Seattle. Like JSN ran, I think, the second most routes on the team and only had 2 targets to show for it. So
you gotta get him the ball.
And I still like Marvin Harrison, but I think Kyler is a problem. I've never really liked him as a quarterback. And
Dortch.
you mean problem derogatory? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know like if it was complimentary or not.
No,
okay.
no, like a problem for his team.
Oh, okay. I thought I was like, Kyler is a problem.
Yeah, he just doesn't really do all the things that you want him to do. He doesn't throw over the middle very well. Dortch looks good though. So
yeah, I was gonna say I love that take. You already called it on Friday with the making the bets call, but Dortch reminds me a lot. If they can really figure out a down the field type package with him, he reminds me so much of Tyler Lockett. Just his quick ability, his cut ability. He's got amazing hands. He's hard to bring down for a 5'7" dude too. Like I don't know. I love everything about
thinking
Greg.
Golden
We're
State,
not
to be honest.
seriously giving Greg Dortch airtime on this podcast.
Hey,
No, he was good,
respect the Dorcher chamber. What are
We
you talking
started
about?
His first half was electric. He had like 5 receptions or something.
if you had tailed the bet that I had given on making the bet,
I would have
They
They
lost.
just
all
stopped
bets.
going to him. I don't know why.
We started
that
this
was-
conversation with a guy who had 1 reception for 4 yards. Austin, what do you expect?
That's true. That's
Who?
5 for 46. Put some respect on his
Oh,
name.
Marvin Harrison?
No, Keon
Yeah.
Coleman is how this started. Oh, but he ran a lot of routes.
Wait, hold on. How many receptions did Keon Coleman have?
Got his
He had
cardio
more
in,
than you,
Trent.
Trent.
Yeah, he had more than me.
Wait. Hold
One
on.
more. Just one more.
Did he only have?
You just
No,
said
Keon
he had
Cole-
one.
I think
You
Trent's
said he
having a
had one
great time.
reception for 4 yards.
No, Marvin Harrison Jr. had 1 reception for 4 yards.
Oh, that's the same
Kylie
difference.
Keon
Why are we
Coleman
talking
led
about
his
it?
team in targets with 5. He had 4 receptions for 51 yards.
In fighting.
This is too much Cardinals talk.
I did not think we were going to
Hey,
get on
what
here
are
and
we
talk about the
doing?
Cardinals for this long.
We're talking about the NFL. What are you doing?
He wants to talk about college.
He
I want
wants
to talk about like real football. I don't
He
give a
wants to
shit
talk
what
about
the
If you're
Cardinals
going to
did.
say that what we're talking about is boring, at least get like the stats correct. Otherwise, you just look silly.
I am silly.
He's silly.
Gosh.
There's one reason why Trent thinks that Marvin
All
Harrison
right.
and Keon Coleman are
There's
the
like
same guy.
one
On
The
that
time.
note-
Seahawks game was drunk.
Andrew, how close are you to quitting right now?
Never. On that note, let's turn to Trent's Kool-Aid Player of the Week. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You
My
should have said,
Kool-Aid player.
oh no. You didn't build that up right. We'll work on it. You got to
Yeah,
go
we'll
like,
work
oh
on it.
no, oh no, oh no, and then oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Kool-Aid Player of the Week is named because I've drank the Kool-Aid. I believe in him. It's gonna work. Enter Samuel Darnold III.
Geno
I've
Smith
drank the
2.0.
Kool-Aid.
I would have laughed if it was Keon Coleman.
Marvin Harrison Jr.
He's
I've
on
been
the
drinking
Geno
the-
track.
I've been telling you guys, I've been drinking the Kool-Aid all off season long, and it tasted so good on Sunday, man. It was cold, and this one was blue because the Giants came out in whatever the heck that red, nasty Montreal Canadiens jersey that was.
Yeah, tan pants.
And Sam Darnold started 12 for 12, and I was like, Kevin O'Connell is a god.
Yeah, they're playing the Giants.
Hey, man, you got to beat bad teams. They beat a bad team 28-6, didn't give up a touchdown.
I'm with Trent. This is how Geno Smith started. Year 7. This is his time. He's in the right place
Both
now.
were plagued by the Jets.
Yeah.
It's soup season. That's all I'm
See?
saying.
So
Soup
buy
season.
Zach Wilson in 4 years.
No, Zach. Well,
Maybe.
No.
to be determined.
No. Well,
We'll put a pin in that.
We'll see where he lands in 4 years.
I'm just glad that like the Sam Darnold lovers might finally be vindicated. It's been a long time coming.
He looks
hopefully
so
he doesn't
good.
have too many lovers. Isn't that how he got mono in the first place?
Yeah.
He looks so good. Like the Vikings, granted, it
kiss
was the Giants.
Yeah,
They
it's a
look
week
so
by week
good.
thing.
This was the first game since 2015 where the Vikings didn't have to stress about the fourth quarter. That's not even a joke. Go look up all they haven't. Well, I guess, and if you count, they got drilled by the Eagles, but they've always been like 1-score games for like forever. And I sat there and I poured my victory whiskey before the game was even over. I haven't done that in a long time.
It was a noon kick.
Anyways,
Oh man, Trent, on that like NFL stats website that I shared with y'all, you can go in and just watch the film for all of Sam Darnold's pass attempts or dropbacks or completions or whatever, just
he throws a dart, man.
in order.
And Kevin O'Connell's play calling and play design are so genius. The Jalen Naylor touchdown, he had Justin Jefferson. The whole world thought the ball was going to him, and Jalen Naylor was just wide open in the end zone. It was beautiful.
Sam Darnold was second in the NFL in Week 1 in completion percentage over expected at plus 12.7. He had a 79.2 completion percentage, and he trailed only Derek Carr in the CPOE, which Derek Carr had the luxury of playing the Panthers. So he was good, man. Let's see how he does against the Giants. But you are drinking the Kool-Aid.
Drinking the Kool-Aid on Sam Darnold.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Can we talk about Atlanta?
It felt so
Penix
wrong.
now.
It felt
Arthur
so weird.
Smith got his revenge, and I hate that.
I think Arthur Smith got his revenge because I think he was secretly on the Atlanta sideline just in disguise. Like they say they hired Zach Robinson, but have we ever seen Zach Robinson and Arthur Smith in the same room? I don't-
that day.
I don't think so.
Sunday.
Oh man.
I looked at some of the stuff for Atlanta because obviously Kirk Cousins played really bad. Either Kirk Cousins is not fully healthy, so he's not comfortable moving around and doing a lot of exotic things in the pocket, or it's Arthur Smith 2.0.
I read something that the Falcons completely changed Kirk's footwork, which apparently you don't do to 36-year-olds. Like if you look how he sets
What?
up, he sets up with his left foot back with the Vikings all the time, and I guess the Falcons had him set up like straight-footed or something, and it's more like a college level like mobility quarterback thing, and it just adds half a second to his drop back. And he's
Tell me a
not used to it.
36-year-old
Well-
white boy is lining up like a mobility quarterback.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the Falcons for you, I guess. Just
Well, and not even that. They ran. Actually, I'll ask you. Who wants to guess how many plays the Falcons ran under center on Sunday?
2.
7.
Austin, you need to say your guess. This is an
Oh yeah,
podcast.
Audio medium.
3.
Bro.
Watch us on
Rosie?
YouTube.
Although we are streaming on YouTube.
10.
1.
Oh,
Wow.
1 play under center.
Wait, so it was all in shotgun?
All in shotgun or pistol.
That is
weird.
not Kirk Cousins, man.
Who wants to guess how many play action plays the Falcons ran?
They didn't run play
1.
action.
Was it the one that was under center?
Kirk Cousins makes.
0.
Kirk Cousins is
they-
the play action
Do
quarterback.
they know who
of our
Kirk Cousins
generation.
is?
0 play action
They
plays.
literally have Bijan like.
They're trying to
The,
get Penix
the
in.
next two lowest teams in play action percent were the Seahawks and the Chargers with
Yeah,
10.7%.
Gino's not a play action guy.
And the Seahawks and the Falcons were at 0.
We don't have the line for play
That's
action.
absurd, dude. That's the craziest stat of the weekend.
That is pretty crazy.
You have
'Cause
Kirk
that
Cousins as your
injured.
quarterback, and you don't run play action with Bijan Robinson.
Not once. And they didn't like attack the run. And I pulled this stat. Pittsburgh only blitzed 7.1% of the time. So they were sitting back and defending the pass, and they have Bijan Robinson and this like supposedly good offensive line, and they just said, no, we're gonna put Kirk Cousins back there in shotgun, get him there all by himself, and just let him try and pick apart this Pittsburgh defense.
I think they had their tackle one-on-one against TJ Watt for most of the game, too.
Yeah, that was a rough.
That's how that
rough
game
go
ended,
from that
too.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great strategy going against TJ
I don't get
Watt
it, man.
one-on-one.
I don't get it at all. Like that team is so good on paper, and their coaching staff just sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Decent on paper.
Nah, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see Penix person, but that's
Me
just.
too.
They're not gonna see Penix. I mean, you were talking about QBs that play because they're.
I mean, if he
contract.
plays like, or if
If
they
Kirk
keep
keeps
on
playing
play
like
like
this-
this,
guys, but
I wouldn't want to see Penix if I'm you. Like if you're a Penix believer, I don't want to see him in this offense.
yeah, true.
I think he
They-
might.
I mean,
hopefully-
he flashed in the preseason. Not that that means
like Kirk's
anything.
not the problem. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah, he is. He was awful.
Well, let's see if they can figure out these kinks, because I want to see. Okay, so
Kirk, while you're looking, Kirk was awful, but Kirk's never been the guy that's just gonna go out and just gunsling it the whole game and win you a game. He's got to have a play action.
Well,
Like you
and
saw that in the first 6 games last year for the Vikings.
that's
They
what
didn't
I'm
have
pulling
any.
up.
They didn't have any running game, and so defenses were able to sit back like the Steelers did.
Well,
and
So
just
Kirk
let
Cousins
try to pick it
played-
apart, and he couldn't.
Kirk Cousins played 8 games last year, and I believe whenever he got hurt, he was leading the league in passing touchdowns. The Vikings ran play action 31% of the time. And the
With a
Falcons
terrible
didn't
run game.
run it.
well, here's a little bit
once.
of conspiracy theory then. I think they built this offense for Michael Penix.
Okay.
As soon as they drafted him, I think that they are getting ready to put Penix in.
If so, then that's coaching malpractice because
And it's
No, it's
why are
it's
you
not
starting Kirk
great,
Cousins?
But
dumb.
the
dumb
way they're
move by
talking
the
about Penix the
GM.
whole time, like
Just the Browns 2.0. They just got
they
excited.
love Penix. So it's not even
The Vikings with Kirk Cousins last year, I mentioned 31% of the time. That was the most in the NFL. Like Trent's right. Kirk Cousins is play action. So the fact that you're not running any of that with him, like sometimes it's that simple. It is. Like, I don't know. I hope they figure it out because I think we were all pretty high on the Falcons. Let me look at our
Yeah, we
predictions.
all had him winning the division. Almost all of us had him winning the division.
I
I
did-
mean-
Alex had the Bucks winning the division, but he had the
Oh.
Falcons in the playoffs. Rosie did not have the Falcons in the playoffs. He's the only one.
Like I said, almost none of us had them winning.
Yeah,
the
I'm
division.
probably going
But
to put
no,
the 49ers in over the Falcons.
I-
mean,
Me and Trent had them as a 2 seed, and Austin had them as a 3 seed. Like,
the 2 seed.
They get to pay the Panthers twice.
yeah.
It might be the only 2 wins.
So again, hopefully it's week 1 kinks and they get it figured out. So Zach Robinson, if you're listening to this, just run some play action with Kirk Cousins.
For
Let
real,
him-
dude.
Let him set his feet the way he wants to.
Yeah.
Golly.
It's ridiculous.
And run the ball.
0 play action plays. I just can't get over that. It's unbelievable.
Get over it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a $160
Let's
million conspiracy theory. Right?
Do Seahawks, and then we'll
Drunk.
end it with Rosie's fancy roundup.
Rosie's Roundup.
Where's my jingle, Austin?
I promised you that like a long time ago.
All right.
I'll work on
Seahawks.
You can sing it live every time.
All right. Go, Alex.
Oh, I thought, Andrew, you were going to set me up, but
Oh,
my bad.
do you want?
He
I was
did
just
his
gonna,
best.
I was
Yeah,
just gonna let
good
you
show.
cook.
Mid-season form.
Go for it, man. Set me up.
Okay, so the
Cut this
Seahawks played. I think, like, are the Seahawks the drunkest team in the NFL? Because this felt like an incredibly drunk game, but it also just felt like any other Seahawks game. Give up 2 safeties to the Broncos, somehow
Yeah.
still win. Bo Nix threw the ball like a million times for like negative yards. Like it was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But your Seahawks, Alex, 1-0, and we don't apologize for wins in the National
Nope.
Football League.
No, we don't. Really what happened was our O-line is beat to shreds right now. We lost George Fant like 2 minutes into the game, had to put in Stone Forsythe at right tackle. And from then on, our right side was just really bad. And that's why when we were backed up in the goal line, one of those we were backed up because we muffed a punt. So just mistakes all around in the first half. But what I really liked was that they made the adjustments in the second half. Like Ryan Grubbs, our new offensive coordinator, clearly saw what was wrong, made the adjustments. We were able to run the ball more with Kenneth Walker, and he sort of took over that aspect of the game, and then that opened up the passing game, and we were able to do what we wanted way more in the second half on offense. So really, if they can build off that, hopefully get a little healthier on the offensive line. I don't know how quickly that's going to come to fruition, but we do play the Patriots next week, so it's not the toughest game on schedule on paper, but we do need to get healthy quick on the offensive line if we really want to do anything contender-wise, because we got Miami in 2 weeks. But I did like the adjustments, and I did love the defense for the whole 4 quarters. They were, without a doubt, the best part of the game.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, good win. I feel like there was a lot of ugly football on Sunday, and obviously Seattle, like on the offensive end, I know K-Walk he got going in the second half, but
He did. He's
Geno Smith didn't look that great. The offense as a whole, I thought looked pretty clunky. But hey, you
I
won.
think Geno was all right with what he had. Like, he had a lot of people in his lap. He had a great rushing touchdown up the middle, made a dude miss. Like, it was a 38-yard rushing touchdown. Like, that was nice. He made the right reads when he had to, when he actually had some time. Like, Geno was fine. He'll break off the rust. Like, if the line can give him some time, he's going to be great. It's really the key with Geno.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was good game. There you definitely saw flashes. What did you think of Byron Murphy, his rookie debut?
Well, he only got 10 snaps, so it really wasn't much. I mean, when he was out there, I've seen his little compilation of every play he was out there. Like, the thing with he was doing well against his matchup. Just Bo Nix was throwing the ball within 2 or 3 seconds. Like, he was getting the ball out quick. So there really wasn't much time for any of the pass rushers to get home. We did register 2 sacks, but they weren't like they were for 6 yards lost. So they weren't like huge sacks. Like, nobody was really able to get home because Bo Nix was just throwing that ball after 3 steps.
Okay.
Did your boy Connor Williams have a holding call?
He didn't.
Oh,
Wow, ref missed one there.
wow.
But I mean, maybe he should at least try a little. I mean, the whole interior offensive line needs to bulk up a little bit. So maybe holding might help a bit. Just disguise it.
It didn't really
Yeah.
get called on the center all that much, so
It doesn't
no.
historically.
All right. Rosie's fantasy roundup. Do. What you got for us?
It's time for Rosie's roundup. So I got the good and the bad. So we're just going to take one player from each position for the good and the bad. So wide receiver, we have Jamison Williams. I've been saying it all off season. He was amazing. I think we've been waiting for him to break out for a long time now. And I think I said it when he got drafted that he has more talent than Amon-Ra St. Brown. I don't know if he's going to be a better receiver, but he absolutely can get there. And for fantasy, like, I think he's going to be good consistently. Like, I think he's going to have at least 1 or 2 deep shots every single game. And then he's probably going to have an end around that could go to the house every single game too. So he's going to score a lot of touchdowns. So that's
led the team in targets. Had 9.
Yeah. 9 targets is probably 3 times as much of any other game he's ever had. So
Probably, yeah.
at running back, we have Kenneth Walker, as we were just talking about. He got like the vast majority of the carries until he left with an abdomen injury, and I think he said that he was fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah,
They just held
so
him out for precautions, you know.
wheels up for him. I had him way higher than anyone else had him. I had him ahead of ETN and Kyron Williams and a lot of guys, which could look silly, but
Nah,
I
you're
mean,
good there.
did y'all see the one play where he's getting stuffed in the backfield and he flips the guy over him?
He's a strong dude, man.
Look that up if you haven't seen it.
He basically John Cena the dude. Like, the dude was on his back and he just flipped him off. Like, get off me, man.
I believe that highlight was sent in our group chat.
I mean, it was a 4-yard loss, but it was still fun.
It was a 4-yard loss, but it was a great 4-yard loss. So,
Yeah,
Best 4-yard loss all season.
very entertaining.
and then at tight end, the good, I have no one. No one was good.
What?
Likely,
Isaiah
well,
Likely.
he already talked about him Friday.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We mentioned him on Friday on the Bet show, but Isaiah Likely was by far the only good tight end. I think Trey McBride led the day with 8 fantasy points.
Yikes.
And Joku had 8.4 before he got hurt.
Holy crap.
I
Yeah,
think that was it.
Shout out to Isaiah Likely.
yeah. Isaiah Likely was the only guy, and nobody started him because why would you? Hopefully,
All right, and then quarterback.
we got Baker Mayfield. Man, I'm just going through Alex's guys right now.
Yes.
It was against the Commanders' defense, but Baker was incredible, and I think he's going to keep it up. He has great wide receivers. They're all getting open. And so let's go to the bad. The bad, we got Mark Andrews, and really every other tight end. Can't blame him too much. I think it's just a problem for tight ends that have another guy in the tight end room with them. So Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely are together, and then I'm a little bit worried about Dalton Kincaid because of Dawson Knox being there. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Let me look.
Travis Kelce because of Noah Gray being there too.
Noah Gray scored more points than him.
He's a dog.
TJ Hawkinson because his knee's blown out.
Yeah, he's not playing right now, so I wouldn't be starting him.
I wouldn't either.
He's out until week
That
6,
we can agree on.
at least.
I wouldn't worry about that. So the Dalton Kincaid Dawson Knox thing,
Jets are trash.
it's kind of like Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer in Vegas. Because if you look at from a fantasy standpoint, who's running the most routes? Kincaid had 21, Dawson Knox had 12, and then if you look at Vegas, Brock Bowers had 26 and Michael Mayers had 13. So
You blocker.
Kincaid's the pass catching tight end. So I wouldn't give up on him yet.
Yeah, I'm not giving up, especially since there's no other good tight end. But it's just something to look out for because getting 12 routes taken isn't great. And Dawson Knox was the only one that caught the ball. So,
Okay.
Also, Amon-Ra, he had his worst game of his career, I think, other than his rookie year, I believe. There's just too many mouths to feed. And if Jared Goff isn't dealing, which he was not, then someone's going to have to suffer. And I think Amon-Ra is still going to be a good option, but he was being drafted ahead of Justin Jefferson.
Wouldn't.
In redraft, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
AJ Brown, even Garrett Wilson. I don't think I would have done that. He went too early,
You
and
wouldn't take Amon-Ra over Garrett Wilson?
no, it's just I think there's two. I think we were relying on him to have his same target share that he's always had, and with all the Jameson Williams hype and Laporta not being in his rookie year, that was just not going to be the case. Like he wasn't going to get his same target share in a run-heavy offense. So the bad. I don't even want to talk about this one that much, but Bryce Young was awful.
You don't have to talk about this because I don't know anyone who is starting him in fantasy.
Yeah, you can cut him. It's that bad. The Saints defense.
He can't
isn't
see over
good.
his line.
Just make sure he doesn't. Make sure typically when you cut something, just make sure he doesn't skirt and kind of do the limbo underneath the scissors because he's so short. Like you got to make sure you do the scissors all the way.
Yeah,
So you
Boo.
make
fully
sure you
cut
get
him,
him
right.
Boo.
right by the neck.
Boo.
And then at running back, Christian McCaffrey. We're starting off pretty awful.
Well, I can add a good to the running backs. His replacement, Jordan
Mason.
Mason, has
Killing.
17 carries, 88 yards, and a touchdown just now.
Wow.
So, yeah, do they even need CMC? They're up 23-7. I don't know.
They need Christian McCaffrey. Let's think about
Do
that.
they? They're up 23-7. They're dominating.
It's
I was ahead of a
CMC's
guy.
gravy.
I was ahead of a
Heck
guy
yeah.
by 4 points in a league, and he had
Trade
CMC.
him to what you can get though.
And then
Draft
he just traded
capital,
for Jordan
defensive
Mason.
players.
Oh my gosh. All right, so that's your fantasy roundup. All right, my last note, and then I'll see if you guys have anything, and we can wrap it up. One thing I didn't get to, so running back leaders in routes ran, and these are the 6 running backs in week 1 that had more than 20 routes ran in their opening week. Kyron Williams of the Rams led all NFL running backs with 37.
Holy
Unbelievable. 37.
Well, they don't have any receivers.
I know, but still, 37 routes ran.
Still a
Which,
lot of routes.
side
You
note,
said you
Puka
don't
Naku-
have any receivers?
well, they have Cooper Cup.
Well, other than him.
Yeah, they have
Which,
one.
speaking of Cooper Cup, led the NFL with 50 routes and also led the NFL with 21 targets. Just bonkers.
I took him in round 4.
Yeah.
Oh, my redraft.
Jerome
He's going to
Ford.
be wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
Now
Jerome
Cooper's
Ford
out.
was second with 30 routes. Devin Singletary with 25, Isaiah Pacheco with 22, Devon Achane at 22, and then Saquon Barkley at 21. So those were the running backs who ran the most routes in week 1. Yeah, that's week 1 of the NFL and week 2 of college football. Any last notes from you guys before we wrap up?
The Jets suck.
Jared Goff sucks.
Deshaun Watson sucks.
The Packers suck.
Jerry Jones sucks.
Week 1 kind of sucked.
There you go. All right.
Week 1 was fun.
The dad joke this week. You ready for it?
Yeah.
Chinese takeout, $10. Tip, $2. Getting home to find out they forgot part of your order, riceless.
It's just too clever.
That was pretty bad.
All right, we'll end it there. What do we got? Making the call bets Friday night?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Making the call bets Friday night.
I might drop another article.
We might get another article from Austin for college
Maybe.
football this week on the Making the Call Substack, so check that out.
That was too
And then we will be back for a regular episode next Monday night, 7 o'clock, live on the YouTube, Tuesday morning, video on Spotify, audio everywhere else. I hope everyone enjoyed the start of the NFL season. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and we will see you next time.